Morning, everybody. I was calling up the chat. Oh, there she goes. She'll be back. This is the joys of having your daughter move back home. Welcome back.
Check, check.
There you got it.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. What a time to throw the computer out the window. Last night I went to bed. Well, I turned my computer off, and so when I turned my computer off, it said there was an update. So I was like, okay, well, I'll let it run and then turn it off. You know, it'll turn off on its own after it goes through the update. So that way it'll be all done. Won't have to worry about it, anything like that. Well, so I get up, and I get around. I'm a little bit late coming to the computer. And so I'm running around doing that, and it's acting completely stupid. So, yeah. That's just been the thing this morning.
Boo.
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 Bridget, are you that old? I mean, not that that's old. I'm saying.
Let's start over.
Her son just moved back home out after 6 years. It's like, is she even old enough to have a son that's moved out for 6 years? She doesn't look old enough for that. That's what I meant to say. Kind of came up the wrong way.
I don't know. I mean,
I have a 25-year-old, so I mean, it's not like
I have a 30-year-old. I can't even. It's hard for me to imagine that.
It's hard for me to imagine that she's 30 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're same age. All right. I guess you are old enough then.
I've been in music mode all morning.
I wish I was. Man.
Why? What happened?
What?
What happened?
It's just been it's just been a hell of a morning. I just say it. It's been a hell of a morning. See, it can change from one morning to the next. No, it's been one of those crazy mornings. I couldn't find an item. Computer wouldn't work right.
Oh boy.
It's just one of those mornings. Good morning, Shantae.
Morning,
Bridget. Sir Thrifts a lot.
Sorry.
Tina's in the chat.
Shelly. I know. She's like, yeah, rub it in, Mom. Sorry. Why Not's Hidden Treasure says I got one that's 29, 28, 26. I am really old. No, you're not. A lot of it just depends on when you had your kids, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 40. How old am I?
Older than me. That's all I know.
I think I'm 48.
No. You're 49.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I am not. No, I'm not.
My husband. Weren't you born in 69?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she's 7
she
years
thinks
older than
her
me, and I'm gonna be 43 this year.
And I'm going to be 49 this year. I am 48 currently.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, yes, I am 48, and I have a 30-year-old, and I have a 28-year-old.
Huh.
Yes.
So, yeah, you do the math.
Welcome to the Mature Wednesday show.
I was like 13 when I had my kids.
No, you
Bridget,
weren't.
Just kidding. Damn near.
Well, you were young, but you weren't that young.
I'm gonna be 44 in June.
I
Woohoo!
have a 22-year-old and a 20-year-old.
Tina
That's
says mine's 2, 2, and 1. You got a long way to go, girl.
Yeah. Don't blink, Tina, though, because you blink and then they're graduated.
Oh.
Goes so fast. Don't blink. Keep your eyes open. I'm glad. Oh, I thought she said I'm glad you're old. I'm glad to be old because I can say whatever I want. Nobody will ever say anything to me. Yeah, there you go. Bridget put out a video this morning or
Oh,
last
okay.
night.
I'll have to go watch it.
At some point between last night and this morning when I woke up, she put out a video. I watched it. Good deal. Got some good sales.
Oh my goodness.
She goes, dang, Nikki, get me in trouble with her. I've been watching videos this morning. I'm trying to watch some smaller reseller YouTube videos. I wasn't sure you were yawning during the video, so I wasn't sure if it was late last night or early this morning. I was like, oh, she's tired. Really? Maureen said her fur baby will be older than her on Friday.
Holy moly. What kind of animal you got?
Oh, probably in dog years.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
How you like my mug?
Yeah, that's cute.
My
I do like
daughter
that.
loves the holes, my oldest daughter.
I seen that in my cabinet, and I was like, for sale? Actually, I don't think I even had it listed. And so I seen it in there. I was like, I like that. That's cute.
That is cute.
Nice Hooters.
I claimed it. Yeah, I claimed it.
I used to
Yeah.
not like big mugs, but I like big mugs now.
I like big mugs
big
and I cannot lie.
Gonna do that. Oh my
I was
God.
thinking the same thing.
We hang out way too much together, guys.
That was awesome.
Shantae says somehow in the subathon I subbed to someone that makes duck
Oh, cute.
hatching videos. I spent too much time watching these baby ducks.
Oh, cute. I love
That's
ducks.
funny.
They're so cute. Ducks and chickens are so much fun.
I can watch that kind of stuff all day
I
long.
can't do it.
Like that stupid giraffe that was supposed to be born. I watched those giraffes.
Oh God, you and Sherry.
I know. Every day I was watching those giraffes.
Third day. Oh, that tastes so good.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yep.
I finally got one sale this morning.
Well, good.
There's a pair of distressed, torn up shorts that are about this big, and they sold for $10 plus $6.50 shipping.
Woohoo!
and I got them for free.
Nice, even better.
Sherry said, of course, it had to be born while I was outsourcing. I used every last bit of my data watching it in the car.
Craziness. Pure craziness. Oh.
I gotta go to work tonight, 8 tonight.
Oh.
Gotta make the donuts.
You got it early. So then you're off tomorrow, right?
For 3 days.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm
I'll be
gonna
right
need
back.
it, man.
Okay. I have a lot of work to do today. A lot of work to do. I was trying to find those items that I sold.
What'd you
And
sell?
I sold a Hawaiian shirt. It's actually a vintage Hawaiian shirt. And I sold a pair. These were the missing shoes, actually. The brand name is Twiggy London. And
Those are cute.
yeah, and they got the ankle tie.
Mm-hmm.
You tie them up your leg and all that. Yeah, they're really cute. They're like brand new. Ooh. I think I sold them for 28 buckaroos.
Awesome.
So that was good. That was a good sale.
So, some things in my kitchen.
Something's in the kitchen. With
You take that way too lightly. I'd be like, something's in the kitchen. Elvis, go get it. Yeah. Last night.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard the pan or the something fall on the floor.
Yeah.
Last night I was sitting here, I was watching a video, and there was a really weird sound that came on, and I had my headphones on, but it sounded like, you know what a Jake brake sounds like on like a truck? That's what it sounded like. But it was so loud that I felt the pressure in my chest.
Wow.
It was just that loud. So as soon as it happened, I went outside, nothing. Like quiet. I don't know. It was a really weird feeling. I was like, okay, I'm going back inside.
That is weird. Well, you know, like there's a lot of people that hear sounds like just coming out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not, it's not like an instrument or anything or something that could be, you know, from somewhere else, coming from somewhere else. It's coming straight out of the sky.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I thought, well, maybe, maybe one of those, because they have Air Force Base close to us. I think it's an Air Force Base. I don't know. Anyway, and so I thought, well, maybe, there's somebody's flying over or something's flying over.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, could be it, but I don't know. It's just really weird that I go outside and there's like quietness all through the town. So it's just weird. Yeah, I gotta get this. I didn't do a sale thing this morning. Yeah, it was just I got up on time. I got up at 6, but I think I kind of lollygagged around a little bit too much. Trying to wake up and all that.
I know, I did. I was watching Walk Off the Earth videos.
Oh my gosh. Walk off the earth?
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of that.
They're a group. They play lots of different instruments. They're known for Somebody I Used to Know.
Uh-huh.
That song, they're known for that, but they play it. There's 5 people that play one big guitar.
Oh.
Yeah, they all play the guitar, but they are all on the guitar. Some are knocking on it, and oh, look them up. Walk Off the Earth. That's their name, and
Oh,
they do lots of covers, but they have their own original songs too. They're very good.
and they're on YouTube?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
YouTube
Well,
is their home.
I will look them up. I will look them up. So, yeah, what's going on today?
Not a lot of.
Not a lot of, huh?
Just yeah, I screwed around yesterday and didn't get to sleep until 3. I didn't go in there and go to sleep until 3, and I woke up again at 5, and then went back to sleep. Woke up at 7, stayed up for an hour, and went back to sleep till 10:30.
Sally, you can't do that to yourself. You need to sleep through.
And I almost went in there and went to sleep this morning, but I just took a shower and got dressed and came in here, made my coffee, and watched YouTube videos.
Yeah. You need a more consistent sleep.
I don't get it. I mean, that was what I did on my vacation.
Just remember, though, you can't catch up on your sleep.
Oh, I know that.
You can't catch up on it. You
And
can
it's
only...
really weird. It's really weird because I'm not like super sleepy this morning, and I thought I would be.
Did you take your foot pills?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only took one, but yeah. Yesterday it was. I think that was part of my problem, is because whenever I have less pain, I want to do more. I took all those pictures yesterday. I got all my items up that I had drafts for. I mean, I did a lot of stuff yesterday. But that's the thing, is if I feel better, I don't feel like sleeping. I want to do stuff.
You want to get stuff done that needs to get done. Well, I mean, that's understandable too.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, how you doing there, Todd?
I'm just kind of cruising.
Oh, that's good.
For a reason.
Cruising's okay as long as it's not against the law.
Not looking forward to the day's work. I've got to work on some fence. I bought some posts and pickets and 2x4s yesterday.
Are you making a fence?
I'm kind of reworking a fence. I got about 4 posts that have rotted off level with the ground. And so the fence is sagging over in several different spots. And so I got to get out the shovel and dig out the concrete out from under the old busted posts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
take off the old posts and put on a new 2x4 or Mix
Yeah.
cement, put in new posts. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have anybody to help you?
Let's
Or is
see.
it-
I
is
got lightning and I got thunder. Let's see. Lightning, thunder. Yeah. That's about it.
Wow. Well, good luck to you.
Yeah. I know. No, I don't need a whole lot of help. It's just, God, just get out there and break my
Get it.
back.
Yeah, get her done.
Where's your kids at? Where's your kid that you went to go get his car the other day or his truck?
Oh,
You need to be calling in some favors, Todd.
He's at work in Dallas.
Wow.
Dallas.
Bye, Mary. Where are you going?
That was my version of the Dallas theme song.
yeah, I got that.
Oh, you could recognize it?
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, what else is going on? Yeah, so
I think she's going on a trip. Maybe not.
yesterday I dropped off the boys' truck at the mechanic.
Hmm.
The mechanic asked me, "Well, what's wrong with it?" So I was like,
Mechanic.
yeah, my boy was driving it and the engine quit and then it wouldn't start. What's it sound like when you try to start it? He goes, "Ah." He goes,
So does it click?
that's not good. Oh yeah, it clicks. There's nothing wrong with the starter. The motor.
Does
I'm
it
like,
roll over?
no.
No. Okay.
It just goes, "Ah."
Huh.
And so yeah, I'm like 89% sure that the motor is just seized up.
That's not good.
And there was a small puddle of oil
Uh-oh.
on the trailer where I hauled it on my trailer to the mechanic.
Mm.
So, but
Sherry says, isn't it his job to figure out what's wrong with it?
Yeah, that's what I
That's what
said.
oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, if you drop off a vehicle that you need new blinker fluid, you don't want to tell them that
Yeah.
you figure out what's wrong with the car. You know, you
Well,
need to
for
get
one
them
thing, you don't want to tell them blinker fluid, because then they'll take you for everything that you got.
I know. So,
Well, this guy's a dumbass.
Yeah. My
so let me
daughter
get
did that one time.
Yeah,
me
it
get
needs
y'all's
windshield
opinion.
wiper fuses too.
Yes, sir.
So, it's a 2005 6-cylinder pickup,
Mm-hmm.
Ram tough. Anyway, not so tough.
Oh, that's the problem with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I know.
They're
So
notorious
anyway,
for going.
what would y'all do? Would you replace the motor with a used motor, a rebuilt motor for about $2,000, or would you spend $10,000 and just get a different vehicle altogether and
I would
sell the
probably
truck for about $1,000, I guess?
if the truck is still in good shape, I would put a new motor in it or a used motor in it.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's a 2006.
How many
It's gonna
miles
be
has it got on it?
It had 140,000 miles on it.
That's not too bad.
I would say just replace the motor.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's less unless it's rusted to crap. But if it's only a 2006, and you're in Texas, I would imagine the body's pretty good, huh?
I wouldn't think there'd be too much rust.
Oh, yeah, it's never been in a big wreck, and it's never.
Is this thing a Dodge?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I'd get rid of it.
Yeah, transmission.
Because the transmission's going to go next on it.
Yeah.
And also, if they're over 100,000, well, maybe just
Not
100,000.
necessarily, though.
But if you get over 100, anywhere north of 100,000, what starts happening is your heater fan goes, your window, their electric starts to go, other weird stuff starts to. It's just because the cars are built to last around 100 to 150,000 miles. If you have a serious repair like that, I would go try to find a used, lower mileage vehicle, like something with like 60 to 80,000 miles on it, out there in the used market, and you're going to be able to find a replacement for that for under 10 grand.
Mm.
Yeah.
My dad has a Dodge truck, and
Thoughts and prayers.
he replaced the motor because he loves Dodge. He replaced the motor, and
Prayers.
the truck is fine now. And he's had that new motor in for about a year and a half, 2 years, and he hasn't had any problems with anything else yet. Knock on
That's
wood.
really my problem with Dodges, because I had friends that buy them to pull horse trailers and stuff, and I'm not talking about lightweight Dodges.
Oh yeah, they don't have no power.
1 tons. I know of at least 8 other friends of mine that had Dodges where the transmission went out in it. Then Jim, who I said never own a Dodge, Jim buys a Dodge van.
No, but I thought it was a Ford. The guy at the ad said it was a Ford.
I know. Brings home this Dodge van, and guess what? The transmission went out in it.
Yeah, they should come with a spare transmission. They should have, like, when you buy it, there should be this wrapped up thing in cellophane in the back of it that's the spare transmission.
Yeah.
His brother drives Dodges. Brand new, off the lot. He buys them brand new. And he goes, well, I can't say I like Dodge, but the great thing about a brand new Dodge is because everything breaks, they give a great bumper-to-bumper warranty on it. So he takes it into the shop every other week to have it fixed, and then he trades it in 3 years.
Yeah, he don't ever. He said, yeah, because it's a 5-year bumper-to-bumper, and he says I don't ever own them more than 3 years, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Doing it that way. But I mean, if you're on the secondary market and stuff, I don't like to discriminate broadly against one because every manufacturer makes a great vehicle 1 year and then they may make a real stinker the next year, and that's across the board. But just in general, I've had trouble with Dodge transmissions. But anyway, that aside, just if you get something with 60 to 80,000 miles used, like hopefully, I hate to use that like a little old man or a little old lady drove it. You know, you find a used cream puff, I'd replace it with that and get rid of the one with the blown motor and let it be somebody else's problem.
I sold my truck yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Good.
I took 400 for it just to get it out of the yard. But
that's pretty good because didn't it have a blown motor too?
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, 3 rods through it. So yeah.
You took how much for it?
Huh?
You took how much for it?
4.
Well, that's good. For a non-running vehicle, that's really good.
Where I live,
I wanted to get 6, but
yeah. Well, they don't even pay like here. What I consider a scrap truck, one that's like got a big problem, and they only give us like $250 for it. So you got above.
Yeah, it's not much.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's something.
And you don't have to look at
to another vehicle.
It's better than it sitting in your driveway, not doing anything, not producing anything. At least you got money out of it, and you can put that.
You said, is that the van that you just got?
No,
the truck that blew the motor.
Oh, okay, all right, I know what you mean. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the one that I was gonna scrap off, but that guy knew that that Brandon just put all those parts on it, and it's only been a year and a half to 2 years ago that the transmission was rebuilt, and I mean, it's not had a whole lot of problems, but over the past couple of years, and until it started acting really bad, it was a good truck.
Yeah.
What kind of
know,
truck?
and
A Chevy.
yeah,
Chevy's
it's
more
a
transmissions
GMC.
too? Oh.
No, that's a motor.
No, but she said I had a tranny replaced too.
Oh.
All right, looks like it's Ford.
Julie said she built
yeah,
prototype
well,
front-wheel drive transmissions for Ford trucks for 5 years, but I also
I
worked
just-
for Dodge for 3, bumper to bumper. Cool.
I just think that it depends on how people drive them a lot of the times, and if you drive the hell out of them, yeah, they're not going to be worth much, as a secondhand driver, buying them used. It's that you're going to have a problem with them because they're going to go through parts and stuff.
My dad loves Dodge, and he is adamant about taking it in for its oil change. He's adamant about taking it in for this. He's always taken very good care of his vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And when he bought that truck, it was already starting to have a bad motor, so he knew he was going to have to replace it. But yeah, I mean, he's had good luck with Dodge for the most part.
Well, I would say, and I don't know, you guys can probably correct me if I'm wrong, but being in a cold weather area where there's salt and all kinds of stuff, I mean, that stuff gets everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so wouldn't you think that would break down a car, a vehicle quicker than just a, in regular area?
Well, there's parts that, that go quicker, like the gas tank and stuff like that. Like on that truck, Brandon replaced the gas tank because it was leaking.
Mm-hmm.
And so he put a brand new gas tank on it. And it's because the salt and stuff gets up there and rusts out.
Right.
That's why we went down to Texas and got Gary's truck, because
the frame and stuff like that. I mean, the outer pieces, like the tailgate and the doors and stuff, those tend to have problems with salt and stuff. But as far as like the frame and stuff like that, those are strong metal, and it takes a while for the rust to wear those down. But it will, after a while, but it takes a while. It takes longer than like the doors and the tailgates and stuff.
And it depends on the brand of vehicle too. I mean, Chevy's notorious for being rusty and beat the shit right away, whereas like Ford has better bodies.
Yeah. Julie says, up until eBay, I was always a mechanic. I started out doing brakes and busting tires at Sears when I was 16 to 17. Awesome, Julie.
That's very cool.
She says, I built a prototype front-wheel drive transmissions for Ford trucks for 5 years. But I also worked for Dodge for 3 years, bumper to bumper. Wow. Sorry.
Well, I had a Ford Escape, and let me tell you, I'm not a Ford fan. My husband is, but I'm not. But I love the Ford Escape. I think that is like the most amazing vehicle ever made. I love the Ford Escape. But even though it was good to us, we pulled a lot of shit with that we shouldn't have. And sure enough, there went the transmission. I mean, the thing was a tank. I mean, it went through absolutely anything. It went through, it just went through mud. It went through snow. It went through everything. It was awesome. I love my Ford Escape. I'd like to get another one of these days.
Yeah, I've drove almost everything. And, it just depends on, if like the guy that we got that truck from was, he was a retired sheriff. And, he just took really good care of it, and it was a very nice truck when we got it. Yeah. And we tried to, make sure that we like before we'd even let it off the lot, and we bought it for $5,500 right out. But before we even get off the lot, they replaced the rotors on it and the brakes, and they replaced a windshield because it had a little crack in the corner. You know, there was like things that they did that, you know, they weren't going to let it go just because, you know, we were buying it.
Right.
So they replaced, you know, lots of stuff like that. And so when we got it, it was in very good condition. And, you know, we tried to just, you know, keep it good with oil changes and stuff like that. Bought new tires for it, you know, and all of that. And I think it was an amazing truck whenever we had it, you know, before.
Was it the late 90s truck? I love that Chevy truck.
Yeah,
I had
was,
that in 1997, and I was sorry when I let that one go because I really like that truck. I like the way they ride. I like the way they handle. They work good. It's one of my favorite.
Ours was a 98.
No. She brought it up a lot.
What was the cause of the rod failure?
I wonder if a timing chain went.
It was, well, I don't know. Well, the rod failure was my husband, he replaced everything that had to do with, what was it, that stupid seal thing. Oh gosh, what is it called?
Oil spill leak?
Yeah, he was replacing that.
All right.
That seal, and then it was the timing.
Yeah.
Like the timing change or whatever, and then he couldn't get the timing right, and then he said he thought he had it because it started right up, and he went to back it out of the driveway and then pull back in, and he blew like 2 or 3 rods. And I mean, it was probably, you know, he thinks it was probably his mistake that, you know, he hasn't done a motor thing, you know, or timing thing in such a long time.
Yeah. Well, the problem with that too is when it throws the leak, seal leaks are indicative of bearing problems. I mean, it's not always, but a lot of times when a bearing wears, it allows that shaft to rotate not in center. It gets like an oblong rotation, and then it'll put stress on that seal, and then the seal will give up. And if that's the case, the reason the shaft is rotating oblong is that the hole that it's in is getting, you know, it's changing to an oval shape because of wear. So the timing is also lubricated. The timing chain is lubricated by the motor oil. So the reason your timing chain was giving you problems was wear. It sounds like you had engine wear so it sounds like it was just wore out.
That's what happened to our green van. Well, it's in their yard. We could drive around, but the timing chain's failing. And I guess if you keep driving it, we would eventually just go out of time and throw it.
I put it in neutral, though, and rev the hell out of it just for kicks.
Just to do it? It would be fun. I could blow it off.
Look what I can do. Well, just because we're like in a town like 200 miles away when the engine went. So at least it happened in the driveway.
That's funny. Nikki told Jason, you have too many kids for an escape.
It was the perfect size vehicle for auctions, for like hauling some wood and stuff. I mean, it was just the perfect size vehicle. I mean, we only have 2 kids, and we had it on the tail end of when they were starting to drive. So, you know, it was plenty big for the 4 of us, and it was just a nice, I just loved it. I don't like them as much now. They're, I need to escape. But yeah, and it had the 4-wheel drive that would just automatically kick in, which was nice. Which I'm sure most vehicles nowadays do. But yeah, I think it was a 2000.
Oh my God, we rented a Volkswagen Jetta, I think it was. Oh my God. To go down south. I'm like, oh yeah, Jim, it's kind of a cool car. So me and Jim get in the car. I get in the car, I'm gonna drive, and I'm like, okay, how do you start this thing? We're pushing the button and it ain't starting. I'm like, what the frick? So Jim gets in, he can't figure out. So we go to the guy, and say, okay, you know, we can't get the car started. And then he's like, we got to put your foot on the brake to start it. I mean, we have such old vehicles. We don't even know how to start one of these push buttons.
Yeah, it's like,
I wouldn't know that either.
he goes, you just sit in the car with the fob in your pocket, put your foot on the brake, and push the button. And
Yeah.
I'm like, put on the brake. And he looked at me like I was nuts. I'm like, I've never been around one of these before. He's like, okay, yeah. He goes, no, you do have to put your foot on the brake before you push the button. We're trapped in the 90s.
Yeah.
And to say about my escape, you know, yes, the transmission went out, but you got to realize at the time, my dad for like 25 years had this semi-trailer full of stuff up at his buddy's house. And he had tons and tons, thousands of pounds of machinery and scrap and everything else up at this guy's house. It was his best friend. And when the guy died, we had to haul everything out of there. And my husband hauled, you wouldn't believe how much stuff out of there.
What the heck is a Ford Escape? Is it like what is a Ford Escape? Is that an SUV?
It's a SUV.
Yeah.
It's the next smaller from a what the hell is it called?
It's smaller than an Explorer?
Explorer, yeah. It's the next size smaller than the Explorer.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were heavy going with that poor thing?
Yeah, he was hauling me. I pulled a dump truck out of my yard with that.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, the thing was a freaking workhorse. So yeah, I mean, we deserved the transmission to go out. We did a lot of stuff with that Escape because I'm telling you, the damn thing was a freaking tank. The thing would do absolutely anything we wanted it to do. That poor thing, we beat it to shit. I mean, of course, the transmission went out.
Go find yourself a 3/4 ton.
we should have done. Yeah, it should have been stuff done with a pickup, not my Escape. But
anyway. No, a 3/4 ton pickup, not a 1/2 ton. Anything less than a 3/4 ton is really a car. It's like a dog.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it would pull anything. It was such a good vehicle. Yeah, when the transmission went out, I was a little upset. But you know, I mean, that SUV definitely did not owe us anything. I mean, we definitely got our money's worth out of it. It was a good vehicle.
That first van that I got, the Dodge, was a 3/4 ton, and we took it to auctions and we loaded the hell out of that thing, and it just went great, fine. But when we switched to these Ford conversions, which I like them, I mean the Fords they've been pretty good to us, but the thing is they're 1/2 ton, you know, like a 1/2 ton pickup, and they can't handle a load like that 3/4. I mean, when you make that jump from the 1/2 ton to the 3/4 ton, that's huge. I mean, for being able to tow and load the thing up.
But I got to give it up to that 1/2 ton Ford, though. The truck was broke down, and I had to get some hay, and Jim put it on the hay trailer. He hauled home a light load of hay, but I mean that had to be over 2,000 pounds of hay. I'm like, oh my God, Jim, you're insane. That's probably part of the reason why the timing chain failed.
I think it was just.
I don't know. That's a lot of
when
work.
you got 240,000 miles on a vehicle, stuff's going to start to break.
We hauled trailers with wood. We hauled everything with that thing. I pulled a dump truck out of my yard. It was stuck there was a dump truck that came to deliver us wood one time. And I told him, I said, stay out of this part of the yard because you're going to get stuck. What does he do? Drives right down there where he wasn't supposed to drive to turn around.
Oh, boy.
So anyways, he got stuck. So I ended up pulling him with his wood loaded out of the mud with that Escape and pulled him right out. Because he goes, oh shit, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to call my buddy and see if he can come get me. It's going to be expensive. I said, well, let me try with the Escape. He goes, yeah, right. I said, well, you wouldn't believe what this thing will do. I get in there, I pulled him out.
I had a guy come, I gave him a car. He owns a garage. I said, hey, you can have it. I had this 84 Caddy. I said, you can have it. Just haul it out of the yard. I'm never going to have time to work on it. So he comes over to get it. But I had my septic field. I didn't want him driving over it. So I laid down those, 4x8 sheets of like pole barn siding, those metal sheets. I laid it on top of the field. I said, don't drive over that because it damaged my field. Oh, okay. Yeah. Next thing, I look out the window, I see that some of the sheets are standing straight up in the air because his tires are on them. I go out there, what are you doing? He's like, oh, yeah, well, I had to drive over there because I couldn't figure out another way. I'm like, yeah, you could have turned it over here or backed over there. I'm like, the sheets were there for a reason. And I told him, dude, I did my septic field. Yeah, sometimes people just don't listen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's like, well, it didn't look that bad. He says, I got new tires on this. I was like, doesn't matter. I mean, he wasn't like stuck up to the axles or anything. I'm sure my Escape wouldn't have done it if he was, you know, I mean, but still got him out, still pulled him out.
I like when they get that far off look in their eyes. It's like a blank stare when they're spinning their tires and they're chewing up your lawn, and they just have that blank look on their face.
Yeah.
You just strangle. It's like, quit spinning your tires, you idiot.
Yeah.
You're not getting out.
No.
Now we have the truck. So
If I spin my tires long enough, I'm sure I'll move.
Gary's truck is big enough to do whatever we need to do now, but
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what style truck I'm gonna get next. I was thinking a GMC, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe
Dodge?
Ford. No, I'm not doing. I won't do
love
Dodge.
Chevy trucks.
yeah,
I'm a Chevy person. I love Chevy trucks.
Dodge
me,
is not good for
Chevy
pulling either.
What?
Dodge is not good for pulling either.
No.
Well, they do have excellent food.
Well, they have a great diesel
That's
engine.
what the transmission problems
They have a good diesel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just they always have transmission problems.
And their four-wheel drive is excellent.
Yeah, I won't. I've had too many friends that have drove Dodges, and I just.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Friends don't let friends drive Dodges.
Let's hope Nikki's dad's
That truck you got right now is a good truck, Valerie.
Hey, I know it is.
I have
I know
one.
it is,
Oh my god, it's
but
still
the
sitting
thing
in the
is-
yard. I
thing
can't
is, like,
get rid of it. I
rust.
just love it.
It's rusted bad.
Now,
I
if
mean,
you can't, if it goes to shit
Mhm,
and you need to get rid of it,
mhm.
take the parts off of them and sell it.
Okay.
I've sold so many parts off of that truck you wouldn't believe, the inside parts and stuff.
Mhm.
Just the dash pad alone, I got like $70 for, and that little thing that little frame that goes around the speedometer, I got like I think it was like $80 for that or something like that. So yeah, all the inside doors and everything, all that stuff sells. So if it ever goes
Okay.
to shit on you, start
Yeah.
taking parts off before you send it to the
To scrap.
graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not brand loyal with vehicles because I'll say this about any automaker. It seems like all of them have made at some year, some model was an excellent vehicle. You know, held up, was really built right, was well engineered, and then have that same company a year later will make this pile of crap. You know, that does, you know, that's not that things fall off it. It's got a ton of recalls and stuff. So that's why I'm not really brand loyal. I look at more how it's made up than
Yeah.
than
Well,
than
that's like
the put on the front of it.
I'm not a Ford fan, but the Ford Taurus has stood the test of time. I mean, look at what a great car the Ford Taurus was.
Yeah, they-
Everybody still drives Ford Tauruses, you know, old ones. They really have stood the test of time, you know. And we had a Ford Taurus, and it never failed us, never gave us a lick of trouble, you know.
Yeah, that was the best selling car in America for like 1,000 years in a row, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were using them for squad cars. They were using them for, I mean, the government was using the heck out of them. There's millions of them.
And we had a Ford Probe, and I didn't like that car.
Well, that had
It
some
looked
problems
cute
with
and sporty and stuff, but it was a real stupid car.
it. Well, it had that
it.
fuel delivery problem.
Yeah, it
They
had
never
like
did
a
fix.
fuel delivery problem, and then sometimes you go out there to start it, and it wouldn't start. It was just a
Well, that
pig.
was the same problem.
I always hated the Taurus body shape, though.
Yeah,
it was like,
not-
there's grandma's car, you know.
Mhm.
Well, they look a little better, the newer ones do, but yeah,
Yeah. Definitely
Yeah,
wasn't
no.
as sporty.
grandma's car, but they sure were a good car. The
Yeah.
older ones. I don't know about the newer ones. I just know the older ones were really good.
Yeah. I'm really leaning towards getting another Ford F-150 or even a 250. I don't know.
Oh, Jay says they were shaped like a suppository.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. But that's kind of what gave them good gas mileage, you know.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maggie Doodle said I had a Ford Taurus for years and years. Loved it. Traded it in for a new one and had nothing but problems.
Yeah. That's why I'm not brand loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had somebody here that boarded their horse here. They had that newer Ford Focus, which has got to be like 8 years ago. And within 2 years, I mean, it was just rusting to shit. I don't know
What was that?
if Felicia, remember she had that newer and then
Oh,
she
yeah.
traded in. I mean, it was like 2 years old and it was just rusting away really bad. I don't know if they were using thinner sheet metal in that year or what. But
Yeah, my
it
mom had a
rusted bad.
Ford Focus, had the same thing. It really
Well,
it went.
it really depends how you take care of it too. I mean, you know, if you're pretty good about making sure like the real wheel wells and stuff are cleaned out and stuff like that when you wash it, you know.
Except she was in Florida.
Oh,
That was the
never
thing.
mind. Never mind. I didn't hear that part.
We went down there, yeah. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this car? But
Well, there's that salt water.
yeah, I don't
No,
know.
They're in the middle of Florida, though.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
But that is true. If you keep it clean, it'll extend it a long time.
Oh my God, we had the Ford Fiesta too. Ours was Robin Eggs blue, and it was ugly, but it just drove and drove and drove.
Yeah. And oh man, I had a Fiesta too, and man, you could put $5 in gas and just
Oh,
go.
we were driving it when gas was getting up like $4 or $5 a gallon.
Yeah.
I mean, it cost us nothing to run around town and gas. It was awesome.
My dad would be like, "Oh, the gas prices are going up 15 cents a gallon. You better go get gas." I just laugh at him.
Yeah, and you wouldn't believe how many people offered us like a ton of money for that.
Oh yeah, there's like
Because
this.
of when the gas mileage was up, the gas prices were up. We were being offered like tons of money for that ugly thing.
Yeah, I would be like at the store or whatever, and people were like, "Oh my God, do you want to sell it? I want to get it." And the prices were way up on those and like Geo Metros and stuff.
Yep.
And time we were at Dollar General and there's a miniature golf course next door, and they're like, "Oh man, you're driving a Festiva. Here, we're gonna give you these free tickets for the miniature golf because we just love your Festiva." I'm like, okay.
I wound up giving it to my son, or I'd still have it today. I didn't want to give it up.
Yeah, I had a Geo Metro too. Love that. I love the Geo Metro because I mean they weren't very well made. I mean they were just made for carting around town or whatever. But for being kind of a little piece of shit car, it sure was a good car.
Yeah.
Once I got it to quit
It was
smoking,
a good piece of shit.
Yeah, I had to put it on the patch. It was smoking pretty bad. It was funny. I was living on this dirt road one time, and they're like, "You're like the road runner." You go, "Me, meow." That's so hard, and I don't get people on the road. Anyways, one day my neighbor goes, "Hey, I saw you put your car on the patch." I said, "What?" He goes, "It quit smoking."
Oh boy.
Yeah, it had a little oil problem, but once my husband fixed that, boy, that thing just ran and ran and ran. And yeah, that was another one. You put $5, you go all week to work and back.
Yeah.
We drove ours down to Chicago, and it was cheap. But I want to tell you, it was not the most comfortable.
Oh my God.
trip.
Yeah.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Why Not's had a live show yesterday too, so you should go check her channel out too.
Oh yeah.
Why Not City
How'd your show go last night, Nikki?
Good. Ed came on and Valerie came on.
Awesome.
I didn't need you, Tara. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
It's good. I wasn't home.
I told Bridget she's got to be ready for next week.
How was the auction?
It's okay.
We bought a 1970s A-frame house.
Yeah, Barbie dream house. Yeah, we got some stuff. I got an arcade coffee grinder, some other small crap. I hardly spent any money. I only spent like $90, which
That's
I don't know the last time I went to an auction and spent under 300, so I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't that much stuff.
There wasn't that much stuff there. So.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, they're all like, oh, so good. We haven't been to one of their auctions in a long time because they just haven't had anything real good, and we got to drive to it, you know. And then they're like, oh my God, we're so happy you're here. Oh my God, you're gonna come next time, right? Oh my God, make sure you come next time. You can come like that. I'm like, Jesus, I didn't know we were such important bidders now, where people are like hugging us and stuff.
They were hugging you?
No,
I know, that's what I was gonna say. You let them hug you?
well, you ever like I'm doing something and then they swoop in and put their arm around your like back? I'm like, oh no, why are you touching me? But I try not to. I try to hide that because I don't want people to think I'm like.
Yeah, Amy, if you're watching this right now, don't feel bad, okay? Next time, all you're going to get is a glare. No hug for you.
Oh, Jessica made it.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How's Miss Valerie doing this morning?
I'm good.
Okay. Good.
Well, that was better.
Oh, yeah, this is way better.
I'm good.
That's good.
Why does that look weird?
Yeah, can't you see Tara giving somebody a spider hug like Steve and Steph?
No,
Hi, Mike.
I don't see Tara even hugging anybody
I
yet.
patted when that lady last night came in to put her arm around my back. I patted her on the shoulder and kind of thought, okay, now you can please go away. Please go
Now we know how to get you, Tara.
Uh-huh.
There,
I
you
was
got your
talking to
requisite
Valerie
pat.
yesterday, and I told her, I said, you know, I said it would be worth the 3-hour drive just to go over there and hug you, Tara.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh,
Was that Marlena Dietrich that was like the recluse or whatever that didn't want to talk to anybody? Tara, don't touch me, don't touch
touch me.
me. Todd, what kind of truck is that with that 6-cylinder?
Dodge.
It's a
it'd be like a
Dodge.
Dakota, right?
It's like a Dodge Dakota?
No, it's
it's full size?
yeah, full size, 8-foot bed. Yeah, it's been a good little
Standard cab?
yeah. And it's got crank windows, so I don't have to worry about electric windows.
Oh yeah. Is it a what year is it?
It's like a 2005.
Oh, so they ain't that old.
Um,
The used market for that would be.
I don't know, but I just went on Auto Trader and looked at comparable Silverados, and they were like started at 11,000 and went up from there.
Really? For a 6-cylinder?
For Silverado. That's a Chevy.
Yeah, well, Chevy is better.
Well, they're going to cost more, but I mean, it's not. I don't know.
Well, it's because it's quality.
Whatever.
If you want, you have to pay
well,
more
we're just doing
quality.
numbers now, not opinions.
Yeah, I just
Well,
did
and also, the other thing is, Todd, if you the amount are you guys going to put in that engine, or are you going to have a mechanic do it?
I'm going to have a mechanic do it.
If you do that, you might as well have them put in a short block or a long block new replacement, rebuilt replacement motor. I wouldn't put a junkyard motor in there because, I mean, you could drive that thing, even if it's got a warranty for like, sometimes these junkyard motors will have a 2-3 year warranty on them, but they never cover labor. Well, you're going to spend as much for labor as you are for the motor. If it's a used motor, you're going to spend more. So you might as well have them put in one that's going to go, a new one that's going to give you 100,000 miles.
Yeah.
You do a motor?
Yeah, pretty much. I think so.
Oh no, in the truck, yeah, all them gov deals, eh?
No, not my
No,
truck. I've got a Ford F-250 also.
Oh, okay.
My youngest boy was driving this pickup.
That's no good.
We do the family car thing where we trade them back and forth. Oh, yours is busted. Here, drive this one for a while. We just keep a fleet of vehicles around here.
We do that too.
Always good to have redundancy.
You know. Oh yeah, we just got that one out of the shop. You can drive it while we put yours in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of a deal.
Huh.
So yeah, I kind of got started down this path of driving old beaters, and it's kind of like a hole you can't dig yourself out of, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have a car payment on them.
Yeah, not making a car payment's tough to get away from.
Yeah, I haven't had a car payment in 15 years.
Yeah.
That's good.
So,
Well, my thing is, I'm not against car payments. I mean, I don't want one. But one nice thing is, if you buy used vehicles, you don't know what that vehicle is going to cost you every month. And is it going to cost you where you have to get another vehicle and new registration and everything else? Whereas with a car payment, you know exactly what it's going to cost you every month. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not totally against car payments, but I'm against them for me. But yeah, I mean, they do work for some people, you know?
And if you got a 9 to 5, you know what your income is every week.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, conversely with us, you don't know what your income is. So if you have a bad month, the car, you know, whoever you got the note with isn't going to say, "Oh, you had a bad month." You only have to make half your payment.
Yeah.
Right.
So that for me, I don't like. If I own something, I want it paid for. If I can do it, if I can swing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have two. So when the one's broke down, you're not in a panic like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta get that one vehicle running again, or I'm in big trouble." This way, it's like, okay, well, I gotta run the other vehicle. You know, so
Yeah.
if you're gonna drive old used cars, you definitely you should have a pair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely don't want to limit yourself to one vehicle.
Yeah, right now the four of us have 6 vehicles. So.
Yeah, I think. Well, let's see. How many do I got? I got two trucks, the
Quick.
Pug,
How many? Give me
2
a number.
vans,
Yeah.
the chair.
And
That's 6.
it's kind of funny how the boys never completely pay me back for their share of the vehicle cost.
Oh, no. That's a kid thing.
See, or no.
We have the truck. We have the
Jeeps,
Stratus.
the Arena, the Bug.
We have the Verona. I guess we only have 4 vehicles right now.
I still got to get rid of my dad's old Sonoma.
Oh, and the Scout 13.
We have the van. Oh, we have the Malibu too. And then we have another Malibu that's smashed, but I can drive it if I need to. And we got the van that's not running, and the truck another truck that's not running. But yeah, we got about 4 or 5 vehicles that
We just
can
did
drive.
the count. We got 13.
13.
Oh my
See?
gosh.
See,
You're giving me fits about fixing up this old pickup, but then you've got 13 vehicles.
Are they all running?
they're in different states of repair and disrepair.
Well, the Fraser ain't running.
How
And,
do you pay insurance and how do you
Yeah, but I got
pay
the new-
insurance and registration for 13 vehicles?
Todd, that's why the plates are held on by just 2 screws.
Yeah.
And for insurance, when you add the insurance, when you add the extra vehicle, I mean, it gets down to where it's like Disney World. If you go 6 days, they like throw in the 7th day.
Yeah.
By the time you get that, when you start adding on the vehicles on car insurance, it starts dropping. Really
well, and because we all own old cars, I mean, you can get the antique plates for them, so those aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Really.
So every time you need to switch vehicles, you just take the tags off of one and
No,
put it on the other?
But actually, you can if they're over 20 years old in Wisconsin. You buy a one-time plate. It costs it's 2 times your registration. It's like registering 2 years in 1 year, and then for then on, it's a lifetime registration. You never have to register again.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome.
But
I
you
would
have
do
to
that.
have one car car that's got regular plates on it. And then like
Yeah,
all our
'cause in
trucks have car plates, and those are cheap
In
too.
Kansas, even if you have a broken down vehicle in Kansas, every single vehicle that's on your property has to have license and registration.
Yeah,
Really?
because of
Or
no.
yeah,
In
registration, I
Wisconsin,
mean.
you're allowed in our county, Vilas County, you're allowed to have one unregistered car in your
As long as if it's outside.
If it's outside.
If it's in a building, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Here, you have to have everything. Everything has to have plates on it.
Well, mine have plates on it.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
mine-
all of them have to be registered to them.
Yeah, mine
You
too.
you see a lot of broke down cars parked backwards. We'll just put it that way.
Some of mine have 1973 plates on them. Plates though.
Yeah, I have plates on all my vehicles. I probably have 8 vehicles on my property, though.
Yeah. Because we have like an international scout, but that doesn't drive on the road. We just use it around our own property, so that we don't have that isn't registered.
I've got.
Hey Todd, they got a 2000 Ford F-150 4x4 for $4,900 in Waco.
How many miles on it?
Well, let's check. 300,000? No, 170.
Oh wow.
I have 15 tractors on my property too.
Oh, there you go.
And I have 4 tractors up at the steam farm. My dad has 3 up there. He's got 2 in his yard. And then we've got 4 more tractors at this guy's place that we bought them from last year. We got to go get them this summer. And then we have one that's getting redone by this one guy who's going to paint it and everything. That's mine and my dad's together. We bought it together. Oh, and then I have 2 other tractors that I have to go pick up on somebody else's property too, that we bought them from.
Hey Todd, I did this search on Craigslist for Waco just for kicks. I threw it, but I'm like, oh my god, I must have put in the keyword truck. Does everybody in Texas own a truck?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, there's a there's a bar in Dallas that they have White Truck Wednesday, and if you go to their bar on Wednesday evenings and you're driving a white truck, you get in for free and 2 beers.
There is a lot of white trucks in Texas. Oh my God. When we went down there to buy that one truck, and it ended up not being what my husband wanted. Because he did not want a white truck. And it seemed like every damn truck was white. I mean, there was not a shortage of finding used trucks to buy down there. But they were all white.
Yeah.
It was hard to find anything but a white truck down there. And they all have ranch hand bumpers on.
Look at the results. Look at the search results.
Or horns.
This is just
Oh,
they're 1 in 10 as a car.
man, look at this truck.
When we brought that truck back with that big ranch hand bumper, I mean, a lot of people have big bumpers on their trucks now for deer, but this one is huge. I mean, you could stand in it to work on the truck.
Oh yeah, that's the one on the front of my F-250.
Everybody's like, that is just an obnoxious bumper.
I would probably get 4 or 5 miles per gallon better if I took that front bumper off.
Like a brush guard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a brush. I mean, it looks like a piece of equipment from a military assault vehicle or something. It's big
If you ever
and
hit anybody
steel.
with that bumper, I feel sorry for them, boy.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And it actually has a hitch on the front end. You can you can drive your boat into the lake going forward.
Yeah.
Mm.
It doesn't have a hitch on the front.
That's because when they're driving down the road and Bigfoot jumps out, they got to have something big enough to take him out.
Oh yeah, I could take out Bigfoot, but yeah, when I'm going down the highway in Dallas, traffic, people kind of swerve to get out of my way.
God.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Yesterday, I printed a padded flat rate envelope, right? And it was $7.10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today, I'm going to print one, and it's $6.90. How?
Are you sure it's a padded flat rate? Are you clicking the right one?
Yes, I
Padded
promise.
flat rates are $6.90.
Yeah, and yesterday I went to print one and it was $7.10. It charged me $7.10 because I even said, because remember on Sally, remember I said, oh man, there's $7.10 now, and you're like, yeah, and today it's $6.90. How the
Yeah,
hell?
but it's your listing. Your listing must have met the criteria of top seller or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's that it was on my new account, so I'm not top rated yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
because if
this
you're top
one
rated,
I-
you get that little extra discount. And
Okay.
we pay higher on some stuff because I have the longer handling time. But some stuff I know he can handle it fast. I have the shorter handling time, and that stuff ships cheaper.
Well, I'm not top rated plus on either one.
Right.
So
It's your listing though. It's your listing meets the criteria. So you can have different things in one account, even though your whole account isn't meeting all the criteria. If that listing does, they'll give you the cheaper postage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. Okay.
You gotta have 1 day
Awesome.
handling. The hell else? Whatever.
Yeah, because I didn't know any of my listings had 1 day handling. I put 2 on all of them, but I mean that's just.
We'll copy a listing, and it'll have a 1 day, and Tar don't catch it, and it goes through, which is fine. I mean, usually it's little stuff or whatever. Because the big stuff, we're always careful to check it.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't want to be a jerk, but I mean, I can't like crate up stuff and get everything out, the next day. It just ain't gonna happen. So
I think 690 is top rated plus because top rated is 710.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds right, Nikki.
Yeah, because I think usually ours are 710.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because I'm never top rated plus.
I like to pay the extra though, because I think the post office moves you quicker.
Honestly, I just like having 2 days to get my stuff. Just because, we have just appointments and just life. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that extra time. So
I usually get it out earlier than that, and then the people are always, you get these feedbacks. Oh, it came earlier than expected. I love it,
Yep.
Yeah. But heaven forbid something happen and you end up in the hospital or something, and.
Well, you can fight that.
Well, I'm saying, so like my mom has to come over and ship or something, you don't want to. I don't know. You just never know what's going to happen in life, or one of the kids gets sick, or life.
Nice.
Nice to have that extra day. That day is nice. Which I'm not saying it's not worth the discount. I think 10% is 10%. My mom does top rated plus, but I just, to me, it's not worth the 10%. I think for some people it is, for sure.
Well, the problem with us is we'll ship like weird big things that Jim has to crate or kind of a pain the box. We like today we have a cast iron sewing machine, like treadle sewing machine base. He's got to do today, so that takes a little more time and stuff like that. So
yeah,
bigger too.
Everything's bigger in Texas. Look at the prices. Oh, here we go. 96 Suburban for $1,500. But I suppose you gotta have a truck to be in the club. Oh yeah, and it's 200,000. Oh my God! You're right. I saw the interior pictures. Jesus, what do you guys do to trucks down there? Look like crazy pigs in the back of the Suburban.
Oh my God!
Well,
It's a chicken coop.
Here, it's worth seeing. Here's the seats. Look at the seats. It looks like a pit bull got in there and went crazy.
Probably raising chickens or something.
Yeah, it's like a chicken coop.
Oh man, this lady down the street from my mom's house, before I think she either passed away or she just moved. She used to let her chickens live in the house with her.
Oh,
So
Lord.
when she went to move, they had to completely gut that house out and like just start over because it was so bad.
Oh, ish.
That's when you call a local volunteer fire department and ask them if they want to burn one down for practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Oh my gosh. I never thought of that. That's a great idea, actually.
I have friends who have ducks that they put diapers on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And these are like the ugliest freaking ducks you ever could imagine. They're like deformed ducks that nobody wants, so they take them in and
Oh,
their house.
the ugly ducklings.
Are they Muscovies?
They're all different kinds.
Oh. Muscovies actually, when the ducklings aren't too bad. It's when they get about 12, 16 weeks old, they start getting those bumps on their face. You get those Muscovy ducks get that like turkey face. It's pretty ugly.
Poor ducks.
Yep. Muscovies are the only Native American ducks.
Hmm.
All the other ducks are brought over here.
Huh.
They came from
I didn't
South.
know that.
I could believe that. I bet there's a lot of things that are over here that shouldn't be. Well,
Yeah.
not shouldn't be, but that you'd be
Mallards,
surprised.
invasive
they weren't
species.
here. Mallards are?
Yep.
Huh.
Brought them over.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wanted to talk to about another thing, and I don't want to put anybody on blast here, but Bridget. This morning when I was watching her videos, and I guess I never caught it in one of her other videos, but she returns extra shipping.
Huh?
Yeah,
Oh.
If she charges too much for shipping, she returns the extra money.
Oh, I would not. But
Yeah.
that's okay.
Don't do that, Bridget. Keep the money for yourself.
Yeah, because your customer will never know. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
and this is the thing is a lot of
I mean,
time I look at that money as like I try to get as close as I can with
Yeah.
the item as far as the shipping, you know, the weight and everything. I try to get as close as I can. But if I'm a few ounces off, you know, and I get an extra 50 cents, you know, that's for me that's like handling. You know,
well,
that's
hers
like
was like, I think hers was like $3 or $4 or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. What does she just guesstimate the shipping? I mean, because mine
I
is
don't
either
know.
calculated or
That's-
free.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyways, Bridget, are you there?
Bridget.
Anyways, yeah, this was like $3 or $4 or whatever, and I mean, yeah, I could see if it was like over $5, I could see returning their shipping, but yeah, up to $5, I wouldn't return the shipping.
We bought Brandon a jacket, and the lady, we open up the jacket, and in the box is a $5 bill with the jacket and a note, paperclip to it says, "Oh, I overcharged you for shipping." So she put $5 cash in with the jacket when she shipped it. I'm like, wow, why would you do that?
Wow.
But, all right. You know, so I wouldn't, but I mean, it's your personal preference. If you have trouble sleeping at night, you know, then I would send the
Right.
thing. But if you're okay with it, then keep it.
Well, and you have the cost of business. You have shelving. You have, well, I'm assuming you have some type of organization. You have poly bags. You have tape. You have scissors. You have printer paper. You have or thermal. You know, there's so many things that maybe you don't even think of that you use daily in your business, and that includes like, I mean, your scale over time. I mean, there's just so much. Business cards, if you have them. I mean, lint rollers, steamers.
You sound like my dad when he used to leave the lights on in the garage overnight. Jeez.
Oh my god. Well, I'm just saying there's a lot that goes into it. I would definitely keep it. And if you feel bad about it, just always think about how much you are spending on all these other business things. And I always check the box that says don't tell them what it costs. Don't put the cost on the back label.
Right.
And those people will have no clue. I bet there's people that charge double what you charge for shipping.
Yeah. And I'm not saying anything against Bridget.
No.
She's pretty smart about what she does. I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. I just thought it made a good topic for today, and Bridget was the one that I was watching that.
Yeah, and I've done that before in the past. If it was way over, I've done that before where I've, given them a partial refund on their shipping. But like you said, it has to be a pretty significant, like it was, I would say it was probably like $3 or $4. And, and I've given them, I mean, that's a pretty big jump, from one thing to another, but.
I would say over 5 maybe, but.
Yeah.
5 or under, I wouldn't do it.
I'm different. I don't do any, even if it's over 5. I know that sounds bad, but it's like when I price things, I price it together to make the cost of the item. Like
the thing is, they agreed to pay it, so.
Yeah, exactly. And instead of doing
the other thing is, how many things do you sell where you lose a little bit on shipping or whatever, so then it works out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And your time, I mean, you do have time in packing it, or if you have to buy a box for it, or blah, 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 so.
Yeah. And yeah, Mr. Shady said we get better shipping rates being sellers. Usually even when you think you're overcharging, you're not. Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Especially on boxes. That's a time.
Well, I wasn't calling you out, Bridget, if you're still here. I just was saying that. I was watching her video. And she gives shipping.
Yeah, I did average shipping pricing on this military stuff, but it seems like everybody that's buying is like in Seattle, Washington, or upstate New York, or just it's gotten kind of.
Yeah.
I guess all the military wannabes live up northwest or northeast.
Oh boy.
Weird. I guess they're calling Jessica Rabbit.
What?
I'm not mad. I'm just drawing it away. I never give back extra shipping.
I don't. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm not saying that it's a right or a wrong thing.
We don't either, Jessica. Don't feel bad.
But no, I don't see if they had agreed to pay for it, I'm taking the money. I mean, that's my job. I mean, that's how I pay my bills, how I feed my kids. So I'm not saying that giving it back is a bad thing either, though. I mean, everybody has different business models at the end of the day.
Right.
As long as you're not intentionally screwing people, then you're all right. Now if I'm like intentionally charging $100 shipping on something that's going to cost $55, and I know that I'm screwing people and I'm doing it on purpose, then you kind of get into, an ethical issue. But everybody's business model is different at the end of the day.
But and then, like you said, everybody knows what they're paying, and they agreed to pay that. So
and even if you are charging for shipping, then I guess I don't know. I mean, they know what you're charging, and they're clicking the button to buy it. So
right.
Yeah.
Are you really screwing them? I don't know. I mean, they can look and see that other people's shipping's cheaper, and they still choose yours. So
yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
She has a lot of good stuff, though. She goes to auctions and stuff, and she's got a lot of good stuff.
Cool.
She also did a Via Trading. She didn't do a video on it, but she talked about how she got stuff from Via Trading. Now, she lives in, because I looked at that, and I thought it would be way too much to ship something here from California like that.
Right.
But she lives in New York, so I wish she was still here to talk to us.
Yeah, she was like, Nikki's talking to me. I'm out.
Yeah. Bridget likes
See ya.
Yeah, I was hoping she was still here because I was wondering what kind of shipping it would cost to go all the way to New York.
I think I want to say they do $200, but it might not be a flat rate.
Yeah.
But I think for $200 per pallet is like their flat rate, but I may be wrong. But I have looked really hard into that. And they do manifest a lot of it, so you can see right there if you're going to make money.
Hi, Pappy.
But you'd really have to crunch the numbers to make it work.
Pappy's a small YouTuber who supports smaller YouTubers also, so he's got a good channel over there. You know, go talk to him, go subscribe to him.
Hi, Pappy.
Hi, Pappy.
Good morning. Good morning.
He's here most mornings supporting us. So. I like his accent. He has got a thick Eastern accent. Holy.
Oh, really?
Smokes. I love his accent. Yeah. It's very, very thick. Yeah. You definitely know where he comes from. thick Eastern accent. Yeah. It's cool. I like it.
Who's that?
Happy.
Oh.
Yeah.
1.36.
Where are you at, Pappy? Massachusetts? He's definitely got a thick accent. Wow.
Oh boy.
And then some people like bargain shopping, you can sometimes hear her accent, not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or there's some people like, yeah, you can just hear it just a little bit Boston. And yeah, his is like way thick. Boy, you can really, you know exactly where he's from. And he's from over there.
Well, even like, what's his name? Heart's Picker, Ronnie.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty thick.
Yeah, but this guy's got Pappy's got a way thicker accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's got a little bit more like a New York type accent than like a Massachusetts accent.
Yeah, he's definitely got a Boston accent. Yeah.
Boston.
Boston.
I don't know. I don't do very good with
That's all I know how to say with the Boston accent.
Well, I mean, like me, you know, you can tell I'm from Minnesota, but only a few times that I talk. I don't have a thick accent, but
whatever.
But like,
oh my gosh, oh my gosh, yeah, you do.
I feel like I'm talking to Margie in Fargo.
Huh?
I feel like I'm talking to Margie in Fargo when I hear you talk.
Oh gosh.
I was listening to Jen say mom yesterday, and I was listening to Jim say mom yesterday.
How does he say mom? How do you say mom?
No, you're gonna make fun of me.
He's got a little bit.
Mom.
Chicago, so he's got a little bit of that Illinois kind of accent. I got a little bit more like the Milwaukee kind of accent, but he's got a little bit of that Chicago type accent. Chicago shimmy sham.
Yeah, he said mom. I was like, oh, dang.
You can definitely tell that, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's one of the first things I noticed about Brandon whenever I would talk to him on the phone before we actually met. Because I didn't know anything, like I didn't know what Brandon looked like whenever I first met him. And he moved from Michigan to California, and that's where we met and we started living together and stuff.
Oh wow! Oh, so he moved to California before you moved to Michigan?
Yeah, we actually met in a chat room.
Yeah, I know that, but I didn't know he came and lived in California for a little bit. I thought you moved right to Michigan.
Mm-mm.
No, they lived in California for
5
quite
years.
a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
good girl. Make the guy come to you.
Absolutely.
Well, I had kids, you know, and
I don't blame you.
my family and stuff. But, you know, he's got his mom here and stuff and, you know, brothers and sisters. And so we lived in Cali for a bit, and then we decided we were going to try the Michigan life.
Yeah. No, that's good. You're smart, Sally. You always make the guy move to you first.
That's right.
You make the guy jump through hoops. You don't jump through hoops for the guy.
That's right. You're the queen.
Yeah.
You are the queen.
It took me a while to train him on that, but yeah, it did work.
My husband moved to Minnesota.
Okay, well, he lived right, like over there by Superior. I mean, you're right. It's right there. Okay, that doesn't count. Sorry, man. It does not count.
Minnesota.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Yeah, it wasn't until years after we were married that I moved to Wisconsin.
Don't feel bad, Nikki. When me and Tara got together, she was living at my house. So. But she happened to be at 1/2 mile, and I'm not exaggerating, 1/2 mile from her house. We were neighbors and didn't know each other.
Yeah, she was the goose girl.
That was the Goose Girl. That's what his ex-wife used to. Oh, isn't that cute? You're dating Goose Girl now. I can't even hear that. She'd have been spitting teeth.
First wife, if you're watching. I apologize.
Hi. No.
We heard so many good things about you. Especially by Tara.
First wife, if you're spying on me. Creeper.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
to be careful because we've had to go to like occasions where you have, you know, him and her. They're both there, you know. Well, when Brandon was younger, he used to go like this. He'd go, "Lady." And we had to go to his daughter's wedding, so we had to kind of tune him up so he wouldn't say that in public, you know. Because he'd go, "Oh yeah, Dad, back when you were married to Lady."
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
I would have let him do it and been like, "Oh, I'm sorry, kids are kids."
I know. Well, I'm a little bit evil that way. Not in a mean way, but just a little bit.
No, how can you be evil in a nice way?
Well, it's a cute nice way.
I'm a little bit evil, not in a mean way, though.
Joking kind of evil, not like a true evil. Do you think if I put bubble wrap?
That's like the Nazis, but they built great highways. So.
Do you think if I put bubble wrap around this in a poly mail, it'd be okay with that plastic spine?
Mr. Shady says my oldest son was our ring bearer at our wedding. Oops. That's all right.
There you go. There you go.
Everybody say hi to Ainsley.
That's
Hi,
you know,
Ansley. Mother's mustache.
Brandon,
Morning. Good morning.
And Megan's wedding? Did he carry something? He was in the thing.
you remember.
He was a ring bearer?
But it's when your own kids are ring bearer, like your kids are fighting over which one
Oh,
to be the ring bearer at your
yeah.
own wedding.
We got married about 5 months before Brandon was born. So we
My daughter attended my wedding. She was born in April. We were married in June.
Yep.
Oh, so she was already born when you got married? Yeah, we got married. We got married the end of May, and Brandon was born in November. So
Yeah, he was a
Brandon
miracle.
was in the oven, but
He was a premium, came out fully developed. He was a miracle.
You're still cooking, huh?
The night after Char and I got married,
it was a miracle.
We hid my daughter from the priest.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He didn't know I was pregnant. I'm such a good Catholic. He didn't know I was pregnant the whole time we were going to classes. He just thought, I guess he probably just thought I was just heavy. Anyways, yeah, when she was at the wedding, I told my sister-in-law, she is now your baby.
Yeah.
You had to take classes?
It's Catholic, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They have to,
We had
yeah.
a
And
Catholic
if there's anything, he told us, nope, you guys cannot be living together. You have to move back home, blah, blah, blah. But we still live together. I mean, come on, be realistic. The guy was like 80 years old.
Right.
Well, fun fact.
And it's like, and he was like, one thing he said was, he's like, you have to do whatever your husband wants you to do. And
Yeah.
you have to follow your husband. If your husband gets a job in California, you need to drop everything and move with him. I
Oh,
said, what if
man.
he's like a mechanic and I'm like a lawyer? And he goes, let me tell you, that would be a crying shame if you made more money than your husband.
Wow.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Well,
women,
Oh my gosh.
He was a bit unrealistic. I'm sure God will forgive me.
I don't even think the Catholic Church still doesn't want us to use birth control.
Nope. You're not
They
supposed
still,
to.
no, you're not supposed.
yeah, they still they always talk about it, but yeah, they're not supposed to use it.
But what if it's that certain time or whatever, and a woman's an attorney and she just goes crazy on the stand? You can't in courtroom. You can't have that.
Mr. Sadie, I didn't even have a honeymoon.
I
They
didn't
can do this love, honor, and obey, right? Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have a honeymoon either wedding.
Well, no, I'll say like Jim said when his brother got married. Now they got married Lutheran, and their Wisconsin Synod. He said the mass was very much as the man is the master of the house. You obey the man. It was very. The sermon was very much geared that way.
Yeah. But yeah, if the priest would have known that I was pregnant, he wouldn't have married us. He would have made
Wow.
us go to Catholic for a whole other year.
Oh.
The sermon for my brother's wedding, and it was Wisconsin Synod Lutheran, was basically along the lines of God is the master, God is the master of earth and everything, and he controls everything on the earth. And then it's the same way a family works. The man is the God reigning over the household.
Yeah.
He makes all the final decisions and whatever, and he loves everyone there. But when the final decision has to be made, the man must make it because he's the ruler.
Yeah.
What's going on? This thing went out like, what the hell? It was pretty funny.
Good morning,
Hi,
Summer.
Was
Everybody
Gary
say hi to
Catholic?
Summer.
Was Gary Catholic too, Nikki?
Yeah.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was. Yeah, my grandmother, who got married in 1936, she was a Catholic. She married a Lutheran. They wouldn't marry her in the church, and either church wouldn't marry them. And they had to have a justice of the peace, and both the priest tried to talk my grandmother out of marrying a Lutheran, and my grandfather, the Lutheran pastor, trying to talk him out of marrying a Catholic. It's funny.
Yeah.
He never got confirmed, but he went to Catholic mass with her and stuff because she was a big Catholic.
Yeah, really and truly, he wouldn't have probably married us until Gary took classes because Gary wasn't a practicing Catholic. I mean, he got baptized Catholic. He went to church with his grandma and grandpa when he was little, but he wasn't practicing when we got married.
I wasn't confirmed, so I couldn't get married in the Catholic Church. And when Jim married his first wife, who was a Catholic, because he wasn't confirmed, the Catholic Church wouldn't marry him. He would have had to go through all the confirmation classes in order to get married.
Yeah.
So he didn't do that.
Mr. Sadie said I was making $125 a week and paid for my own wedding. How times have changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when Jim's daughter got married, by the time they rented it and the food and everything, I want to say they probably laid out about $35,000, which I'm like,
God.
I'd rather go buy a car then or something than lay that out on a wedding. But I guess whatever floats down.
I was married in 1993, and my dad paid like $30,000, and that was just for the wedding,
Jesus.
the band, and the cake.
Oh my gosh.
No, I take that back. We paid for the band. So my dad paid for the wedding and the cake, and it was $30,000. That was in '93.
Jeez.
And he rented the hall, but my mother-in-law paid for the food, and then we paid for the photographer. That was including my dress. My dad bought my dress too, and he figured it out right after the wedding. He figured it out. He goes, "Okay, so I've spent like 30 grand on this wedding." And then he figured it out per year. He goes, "You guys have to make it at least 25 years or you have to pay me back." So this year we're coming up on 25 years this year in June. And I told him, I says, "Hey, we're at our 25-year mark. We no longer have to pay you back for the wedding if we get a divorce." Gary goes, "Where's the attorney?"
Oh my gosh.
I haven't baptized both Mormon and Catholic. I don't like 9-year-old boys, so I guess oh, nice. Mike the crazy card. He goes, "I've been baptized both Mormon and Catholic. I don't like 9-year-old boys. I guess I'm looking for two wives."
Oh my gosh.
Come on down, Mike. Hi, Dwayne. That was my daughter. She used to always say that because we're Catholic, she always said she wanted, and I don't want to offend anybody. This was not meant hurtful. She wanted to marry a Jewish guy so that her kids could be called cashews. That's my oldest daughter. She's just like me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know. I told my husband, I said it would be fun to have another wedding just so I could show how much money I can save, how cheap I could do that wedding.
Oh yeah.
I could have the same exact wedding, but have it so much cheaper.
Well, you got two chances.
Yeah. Why two?
You got two daughters.
Oh, yeah.
They'll get married. They'll get married someday.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
They will.
Have some faith, Nikki. Have some faith.
They will. It'll all come together here.
This will be 30 years for us. We're going to Vegas and getting married at the Little White Chapel in September. Oh, that'll be fun.
That's
I told
awesome.
my husband that would be fun to go to a chapel in Vegas and get married by a Elvis impersonator.
Which one did you get married at, Valerie?
It was called the world famous Chapel of the Bells. Is the chapel that we got married in Vegas.
Huh.
I was 16 years old. My to-be husband was 26 years old.
I'm out of 4x4s. You want to grab me some? We put a sweater on, it looks like.
Yeah. It was.
Bring me a pile.
It was bad. I've never actually had a like a traditional wedding. Elvis did not marry us. No. Believe it or not. No.
I sure your mom deals.
It would have been cool.
Yeah, Jim had one traditional wedding and one courthouse wedding, and I'm the courthouse wedding.
Yeah, I mean, when we came here, that's what we did. We just went to the courthouse, got married, and
No, I don't like being the center of attention. And if you're a bride at a traditional wedding, you're the center of attention, and you're gonna have to do stuff like hug people or whatever. And I just would rather not do that.
Yep.
Me and Brandon got married in a garage. It sounds really bad, but the lady,
she really did a great job.
Yeah, the lady that did our wedding, she was like a second mom to Brandon, you know, growing up and stuff. She died of cancer a little bit back, like in the summer. But really, really sweet lady, and she made our wedding cake, which was beautiful, and it had a deer, a buck, and a doe on the top, and we just basically had music, and we had a keg of
Stop,
beer.
Sally, back up. Wait. You had music? Was the music supplied by a garage band?
No. Nope. Actually, the guy, her husband had a garage, which he works out of. He's a mechanic and stuff, but so he had a garage, and that's where we like had our ceremony and stuff. But then we had like it was like a potluck kind of thing. So we had everybody bring a dish, and we basically just did potluck food, and then he had like a bar inside, like on the side of the garage. He had a bar, and
But bring more.
and like karaoke set up, and all of that. And so so he had music, and we danced and everything. So it was fun.
Cool.
And then at the end of the night, we were like exhausted because we put this wedding together in 3 days.
Holy
and so she did a great job, and there was about 30 people there, 30 to 45 people there, and yeah, all of Brandon's family was there, and we just had a good time. We had a keg, and we even ordered an outhouse so we didn't have to use their facilities and stuff. And but they were used to doing stuff like that because they always had they have like horseshoe tournaments and stuff like that at their house in the summer, and they put on big shindigs and barbecues and stuff like that. Pig roast.
It sounds like a big party.
Yeah.
It being a stuffy wedding, you know what I mean?
Basically, that's what it was. Like the ceremony was like 5 minutes, and then we just ate and danced and drank and had a good old time.
That's what I would do.
And then we went home and went to bed.
Yep.
We were so exhausted, we just went home and went to bed.
Well, me and Jim got married. I went home to give some riding lessons I had scheduled that day, and Jim went to the real estate office to get some paperwork to do. So he sounds like you had more fun than us.
My dad always says, "Why buy the milk? Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free?" Mike says, "I married my first wife twice. Once at the courthouse, and then again a formal. I used to introduce her to people as my first wife just to see the look on her face. And you notice he's not married anymore."
Oh my gosh.
That is hilarious.
Coincidence? I think not.
I love that.
Ansley says, "Well, I'm just living in sin over here."
Yeah.
That's okay, me too.
No, that's what Tara said, not me.
What?
Tara said that she was getting riding lessons. And she said
horseback riding lessons. This is when I was at the horse stable.
OJ says TMI.
No. I should clarify. I had horse.
You know, you got to clarify with this audience.
We'll take it way
so,
out of perspective.
Everything's so literal.
Amelia says, during my ceremony, a train went by and we couldn't hear anything. Who knows what was said?
Oh my
God. God only knows what you agreed to, eh, Amelia? Well, I have to say, we were so tired after our wedding. We came home. Anybody who says that they had this big wild night of sex is out of their is full of shit. Because we were so freaking tired from that day. We went home. We stopped at the gas station, grabbed a frozen pizza and a 12-pack of pop, and we went home. We ended up falling asleep, burnt our pizza. We woke up to the smoke alarm going off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I I dropped my wedding dress at the door and went right to sleep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Nikki, but that's for people that don't have sex before they're married. See, if you're supposed to not have sex at all, then it's like, oh yeah, we get to finally do it. But if you've been doing
Yeah,
it,
and then you definitely
that,
do
you're
it that
like,
night.
whatever. I can do that whenever.
Well, I never did it right.
Yeah, we did a little bass afterwards, but that's okay.
That's all right.
You don't feel bad. Jim gets all of his wives pregnant before he marries them.
You
Don't marry Jim unless you want an anchor baby.
I'm sorry, but you do not want to be stuck with a guy your whole entire life that isn't compatible.
Right. It's true.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you got to try everything out before you get
Oh
married.
my God.
Right.
It's true. It is very, very true.
I mean, it would
You
be
don't buy a
horrible.
car without test driving it first.
Exactly. You
So
gotta
very true. Yep.
My dad would be just shaking his head right now. My good Catholic father.
But like you see these shows nowadays where people are getting married and they're at first sight. That is so crazy. I mean, really, it's kind of exciting.
I don't know. I
But-
think that's
but-
a train wreck right there.
But
Yeah.
it could end really badly.
I
Oh
mean,
my
you really have to know that
Hmm.
I'm sorry, you have to be somewhat attracted physically to the person.
Yeah.
You have to be somewhat attracted. I mean, it's definitely a package deal, but because somebody could be totally pretty and being, a complete jerk.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you got to have the package deal.
Too.
Yeah, you could totally be ugly or pretty on the outside and ugly on the inside.
Oh yeah,
You gotta,
Same thing.
hey, you got to make sure the package is adequate too.
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And that the boat is ready to rock and roll.
Need to get your vitamin D on.
Vitamin D. It's supposed to be 65 degrees today. Yes, please.
What? Sharky Mom Deals?
Talking about the weather.
Sharky Mom Deals says, I may be getting married again, but at 50, no sense in a big wedding. We will be lucky if we remember it in 29 years. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
That'd be awesome.
Honestly, I had the big fancy ceremony. I mean, mine wasn't real extravagant like some of them nowadays, but I mean, it was a nice wedding, big wedding.
Yeah.
And but honestly, it would have meant the same thing if it wasn't. I mean, yes, I remember my wedding and whatever, and I'm very appreciative to my dad and everything. But honestly, I think we would have lasted just as long if we would have had a small wedding.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the wedding that keeps you together.
Well, the thing was, I wanted more like a country wedding.
Mhm.
And my dad was like, absolutely not. You have to get married in a church, blah, blah, blah. I'm not paying for it if you don't get married in a church. So I was like, all right, I got to do what my dad says. He's footing the bill. So. I remember the dress. It was $800. And I was like, my mom's like, wow, that's a lot of money for a dress. Well, back then it was a lot of money for a dress. And she's like, well, I was thinking more you sticking around the $500 range. I said, yeah, that's fine. So anyways, we didn't find a dress that day. And we went back to my mom and dad's house. And my dad says, well, where's the dress? And she goes, well, we couldn't really find anything around our price range. He says, you buy anything Nikki wants. She only gets married once.
Wow.
So I got the $800 dress. Yeah. My father-in-law offered us $25,000 to elope, and my wife said no. Well, I'd have taken the 25 grand in a hell of a hurry. Yep.
Yeah, I want. Well, I'll tell you the truth. For me, if I was going to spend 30 grand on a wedding, or then I'd rather just go buy a truck or something because it's something
Yeah.
I can use every day.
Or
Yeah,
rent-
yeah, buy me
Or put a down payment on a house, or
Yeah.
you know, something that's gonna, you know, yeah.
I am definitely blessed. I have the best father in the world. Sorry, all you dads out there, but yeah, my dad's the best. I do. My dad was born to be a dad and a grandpa. He is like, if all my daughter's friends, my oldest daughter's friends, when they see my dad, they're like, oh yeah, he's definitely grandpa. They're like, he even just looks like grandpa. You know,
Aw.
they all call him grandpa and everything. Yeah, he just loves it. Yeah.
We have more than one music.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anissa. Well, my dad one time, in the day when they had limited text messaging, and I texted my dad and asked him what Yom Kippur was one day, he bitched me out like you wouldn't believe. Why would you waste a text message to ask me what Yom Kippur?
Oh my gosh.
Don't you know how much text messages cost? That was back when he first got a cell phone.
Wow.
Like, well, we were having a discussion and I couldn't remember what Yom Kippur was.
I don't even know what that is.
He's like, you ever heard of Google? Would have been cheaper than you sending me a text message.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't even know what it is.
I think it's not. Is it a Jewish holiday?
I don't know.
I think it.
She's just gonna say it and leave us hanging. That's cool.
I don't
Google.
even know
I'm
Google.
Googling.
what she said.
Google. Tell me what it is.
It's the Day of Atonement in the Jewish religion.
Oh.
It centers around the themes of atonement and repentance.
That's why I don't know where it is.
Major holiday. Yeah. Hi, Philip. Yeah, and honestly, like I told my husband, I said, when you have my funeral, have it at a park, have a barbecue. That's all I want. Just tell everybody to bring a dish to pass, because that's how I lived. You know, like I'm notorious for having huge barbecues. Of course, I make a ton of food for the barbecues, and I tell people, you know, if you want to bring something, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But yeah, that's the way I live, so that's the way I want my funeral. And I would have loved to have a wedding like that too. That would have been great.
Yeah, ours
Just
was
have it-
basically made to be like a party.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
know,
I'll
it-
do. The next time I get married, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll have a big party. The only
Yeah.
thing that I would require is that all of my family is there.
Yeah.
All of my brothers and sisters, my kids, everybody is there. And it would just be a big old party.
Excuse me.
If I
And
die,
it'll
I
happen.
don't even want a party. If I die, I don't want anything. No funeral, no party. Just.
That's for my wedding.
Oh no, yeah. I'm just saying.
I am not even planning my funeral.
I just want to be thrown in the ocean. That's all. Throw my
Just
ashes in
put
the
me
ocean.
up by the jukebox when I die.
Have the jukebox. Oh, God.
Yep.
I know that whole song.
Yep.
It's a good song.
We actually wanted to play that in the church at Mike's funeral because that would have been his song,
Yeah.
and they would not allow it. So
No.
yeah, so, it sucked. But it would have been awesome, but and everybody in that church would have been, yep, that's his song.
I had a big Italian wedding.
OJ says if I could do it over, I'd have one of those Italian weddings where everyone stuffs cash in our pillowcase.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I didn't have a pillowcase, but we had the dollar dance where people were stuffing money in my box. Well, in a box.
I was like, wow, that was very close and personal.
Sounds like a spiritual way.
Yeah.
What kind of dance did you do?
Yeah, I had a big Italian wedding.
If you try to do that at a strip bar, they will throw you out. That's a good one. Rejected.
My dad was a bit perturbed because we were going to have my cousin make spaghetti, and his mom, Gary's mom, didn't want that. She wanted to call up their friend, the catering company, and have them do it. So I didn't get my spaghetti dinner for my wedding, but it was all right.
Well, you just would have got spaghetti sauce on your white dress, so.
Yeah,
Well,
probably. Well, that was brought up too.
probably for the best.
Go ahead. Nikki, you know what a bigamist is?
Yeah.
A fog over Italy. A bigamist. Okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
I personally love that joke.
That was hilarious.
So you know.
Oh, this is a new one too. Nobody ever told that one before.
I haven't
A
heard
good one. I
Brandon.
told my dad that one.
Aw.
Yeah, that's his loss.
That's sad. That's right. That's his loss. Screw him.
He can deal with them. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh my god, look at this shotgun this guy built, Jim.
nasty or
Oh my
Is it
god.
black powder?
I don't know. It just says it's a 1.5 gauge shotgun, but Jesus, it looks
He
like
made it black. It's black powder. Must be muzzle.
looks
loader.
like he launched a cannon. I mean, that thing's
Sure.
gonna hurt.
Look, he's pulling back. It's a cap and ball or a cap and nipple.
Oh. Oh, don't do that. Don't be yawning.
It's in that offensive track. Oh, this is tractors for sale. Somebody's trying to say, I'm looking for single men.
Oh, personal level of heartfelt. Nikki, unique gifting system. Yeah.
Oh, did it run?
That's right, Anissa. One day we'll all answer for what we do. Yep.
Now they're really into it.
yeah, God's gonna be like, why didn't you return those people their shipping money? Damn it! And I'm gonna be like, I knew I screwed up.
Yes,
Mm.
camera.
Smoking a turd in purgatory.
That's what's gonna happen to me.
Yeah.
So what's everybody got going on today?
I should list. I didn't listen. Okay. I'm tired and I had a little bit of a scratchy throat and I'm feeling a little lazy.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna be shopping for a truck for Todd's kid on Craigslist.
Yay!
Not really.
Finding a better deal.
I'm going to be making up my lots and taking pictures for Dwayne's auction Saturday.
Woohoo!
Todd's on Joanne's auction.
Hey Todd, you gonna sell any of those tactical vests?
Oh, yeah.
All right, man.
Get it done.
I'm gonna sell a lot of 24 of them,
Oh,
since that's all I have.
what the hell is going on? I just got an email saying that I was paid for something I sold. Oh my god. Well, now it's not showing up. What the hell? Okay, so it didn't happen. All right. Yesterday I got an email saying that I was saying that I was paid for an item that I sold months ago. Well, here
Huh.
it was from eCrater.
Right.
And I was unaware. I knew eCrater. I thought eCrater was like everyone else, that because you can have your items from eBay transferred over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, or sync to it. So I thought it was the same as like Bonanza and all them. Well,
Mhm.
I did that in January. Well, I got my first sale yesterday for something that I sold months ago. Well, I went and looked, and sure enough, everything that I had transferred over in January, including the one that said just sold, was still listed over there. So I was like,
Hmm.
oh crap. So if anybody's got anything listed on eCrater that doesn't know any better like me, go over and fix it.
Oh, I actually got my eCrater shut because of that.
Did you?
Yeah, because it kept happening, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Why is it not taking it off? And like what happened was within when it was really the busy season, within like a week span, I got like 4 sales that were all already sold, and I was like, well, shit, now what? I mean, there's nothing I could do. I couldn't, and obviously I'm not gonna. eBay comes before
eCrater,
at the moment, so I was just SOL. So.
I had something weird happen this week. I had an item sell, a helmet, that had sold on eBay back in January and somehow ended up in our relist, which I don't know how the heck that happened. And then it sold again on eBay.
Huh.
Wow.
And I don't know how would it end up in the relist when it sold on eBay in January. How it ended up in the relist, I have no idea.
Yeah, because we'll have that once in a while. If we miss one on Trugether or Bonanza, we miss getting it off the the other inventory. But this was one that actually sold on eBay. So I don't know how.
I've had that happen before. Not a lot. I think I've had it happen once or twice.
It is the only time I ever remember that happening, but it was weird.
Yeah. I don't know how it gets relisted either. I can't figure it out.
Conspiracy.
It is.
I don't like it.
Illuminati.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, I've said this for like 3 days. That I need to do inventory, and I've got to do inventory.
Yay. That sounds super fun.
It's got to be done today. Like, I was looking through stuff trying to find items this morning. I was getting pretty pissed off.
Oh.
And I could only get pissed off at myself, but I was still pretty pissed off.
Right.
So, no. That's a must for today. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'll do that for a little bit this morning, and then I do some listing. I got to get my 30 up today.
Oh.
So yeah, it's going to be a busy day. I went to a thrift store yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah. After I went and put Roscoe down and everything, I felt like I needed a little, just to do something. A little shopping therapy or something. And so I went and got lunch, and then I went to the thrift store and found a few things. Not very much, but a few things.
Awesome.
Couple of shirts, couple of pairs of pants. Nothing like amazingly good, but found a cake cutter thingamajigger and a couple of puzzles. I found a John Deere manual. Found a salt and pepper shaker. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't great. I found like 4 pairs of shoes. Woo! Get it. Don't stop. Get it.
Oh, yeah.
So, found some Dansko flip-flops
Ooh, nice.
for $2. $2 make you holler.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold. Yeah, Roscoe did very well yesterday. Took him in, and it was time.
Yeah.
It was time. And I think it was definitely past time, but it was, for me, it was time.
No.
So
Get it?
we got it done.
Well, wasn't he already starting to have trouble back when your husband was still alive?
Yeah, I mean,
That he was
he had-
getting like, lumps on him and stuff, like
yeah, I mean, he had cancer. I mean, it was a lump. They didn't say that it was like cancer or anything, but basically, he didn't want anything done with it. We could have had it taken off then, and it was a lot smaller, but he just said no. He said, we'll just keep an eye on it, and he said, I don't want him to have surgery or anything. So he just wasn't that. He wasn't a big believer in, spending lots of money at the vet.
Yeah.
And all of that. So.
Well, I had a friend that had like one of those small cancer lumps cut off of her dog, and then 6 months later the dog died because then for whatever reason it's like they try to get in there and cut it out, and then the cancer just multiplies like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
spreads.
air gets to it, and it's
just like then it just goes crazy. So
yeah. So but I mean, he had like yesterday. I definitely noticed when he woke up, he's very slow to get up. Joints are. He was 14 years old, so he was slow to get up. His breathing was labored, and it was time. It was just time, and so.
Well, now Mike's got his dog back.
Yeah, he's on the Rainbow Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's actually something like I said, I've had it on my daily list of things to do, like every single day, and I've just been like trying to avoid it. So. And I think, and I don't want to sound like bad or anything, but I think I thought I was going to react to it a lot worse than what I actually did.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it affected me. It made me cry a little bit or whatever, but I mean, I feel better about it. I feel kind of at ease about it, and I feel like it was the right thing to do.
How's your other doggies?
They're great. They're great. I mean, Elvis kind of looked around for him yesterday when I got home, and then now they're okay.
That's good.
So I guess that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, more food for us.
Mm-hmm.
Jerks.
Yep. Man, I have too much stuff.
Too much stuff? What's that mean? Too much money. There's no such thing.
Oh, oops, sorry.
Like a girl too pretty. Too much gas. Being too lucky. A car too fast.
He just passed away. I missed that part that they were talking about that.
I don't know.
The guy who sang that song.
Oh, really? Who is it?
Had a heart attack. Oh, that something that too much money. I ain't never had too much fun. Is that the name?
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah.
Who sang it?
Who?
Daryl Singletary?
Oh, did he die?
Yeah, he just died like 2 weeks ago. I think it was a massive heart attack.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And he's got a bunch of kids. He's a young. Yeah, he was in his 40s.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
That
bad.
is crazy.
Well, it is the
Yeah,
inevitable.
It sounds like he kind of lived by a song.
I did it. I'm doing it right now. You don't have to do it.
Oh, I'm looking up Daryl.
Oh my God. Did you see there's a teacher accidentally fires gun in California classroom, 3 students injured. What a dumbass.
Accidentally?
Mhm.
Accidentally? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Wow, that's interesting.
Who was it? Somebody else died.
That's right, OJ. I completely agree.
Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking died.
Did he really?
Really?
I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
Oh wow.
I really thought he was gonna last forever.
I know. I thought he would
Problems.
have like
Or-
made something to cryogenically freeze him or something.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he is. I mean, or if there's more to it. Honestly, that would not surprise me if, like, 20 years down the road, something came out that, oh, he's back. Something new.
Like, yeah, 30, 40 years from now, Stephen Hawking's back alive. Well, that would be kind of
It would be creepy, but I really wouldn't be surprised.
Whenever you hear people whining and bitching about outside things, keeping them back, it's like, well, I have to overcome all these problems, whatever. I mean, look at a guy like that. I mean, what he went through, and it's kind of hard to bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't have with more barriers to success than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I heard the guy say a lot of stuff. Some of it I agree with, some I don't, but I never heard him complain about his condition.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He just took it.
Yep. Just took it and did what he had to work with, and actually
Accepted it.
So freaking smart too. Oh yeah, I seen that, Ansley, where a teacher did it on purpose in Georgia.
Yeah, he locked himself in the classroom, and then I saw it.
Oh my gosh.
There was no students in the classroom, but why they got? He had some mental health issues,
Here's your sign.
Ansley says his body goes to science. Watch last week's Star Talk Radio. It was a good show he was on. I'll have to look that up. Star Talk Radio.
Where is that roll?
Oh my God. So is Nikki on?
No, she's gone.
Oh.
Oh, did she go somewhere?
I don't know. She was on mute, and now she's not on her thing anymore.
We put a Dodge truck thing, a video this guy does about Dodge trucks on the.
Oh my God.
She's got to see it.
Is that the Dodge driver?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't play it live though. It's got a lot of potty words in it.
It's every other.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a lot of inappropriate language in it.
Okay.
Leonard Skinner.
Oh my God, yeah. I was gonna ask. I don't know where to go.
So that's how you're gonna end it, just by mumbling off quietly.
Yeah.
Are you my mom?
Yeah. We're in this Facebook group. It's called Offensive Tractor Memes.
Okay, I don't think you need to.
Yeah. And anyway, it's got a lot of stuff when it plays these kind of
Oh my gosh.
It's and Nikki, I think, was trying to join it yesterday. I was gonna ask her if she did.
Yeah, if you're offended by stuff, and I mean everything, anything that's, I mean, bad, as you think it is, it's more.
Everything's that's possibly offensive.
It's really, really bad. It's really bad. Anyway, even for me, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad.
Oh my gosh.
You do not support or agree with anything.
I'm adding.
Well,
Oh, great. Yes, I just went on it. Yeah, they got a meme about Stephen Hawking. So, I mean, that tells you where, this guy.
Oh my god. It's not good. They're bad people. Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Do not join it. It's really bad.
I'm joining.
I mean, Jessica. Nikki was doing it. They asked me.
Does it got a girl doing this crazy stuff with her head?
Yeah, she's a blonde.
Yeah. Joining.
Oh God.
I tried doing it, but they never accepted me yet, so we'll see.
Oh, they accepted me right away. Well, how did you answer the questions?
I don't know. I answered them the way I should.
Well, how was it?
Do you have any anti-Trump stuff?
They asked about drama. I said no. I'm not into drama, and they asked if Trump is my president, and I put yes.
But do you have any anti-Trump stuff on your Facebook page?
No.
Okay, because
they'll profile you.
They profile you.
No, because I was like,
What if I
because
answer-
when Trump
what if
became president, I was like, well, he's my president, whether I like it or not, so I might as well accept it.
What if my answer to is Trump your president? It depends on the day. Are they going to kick me out?
Yeah.
Yes, you have to put a very one-word answer like absolutely or yes. Do not put any thought into that question. If you want to be on that site, just type absolutely.
And it is a site for people who do not think.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the day. I hope everybody has a great day. And get lots of stuff done. I'm going to be busy. My gosh, look at this mess. Looks like a dang crow's nest. Wow, I was just saying that because usually I don't even have the camera on. I'm like, what the heck is going on with this?
Crow's nest. You reminded me of the bus driver on South Park. Remember, she had like the bird's nest in her hair. No, it doesn't look that bad.
Oh my gosh!
Your hair looks funny.
But I hope everybody has a great day, and I believe we will be doing a listing party tonight. I don't know if there's anything going on tonight, but I'm thinking time-wise, I'm thinking probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. Let's shoot for 6.
Tonight's Wednesday. Chris Crone has his show on tonight, doesn't he?
Back?
Or is that on Thursdays?
I think it's Thursdays he's actually on, though. But then I thought
is he doing them on Thursdays now?
Again. I thought he was taking a break again, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, is he?
I don't know.
Thought I saw something about that like day of the week.
But you know, that's the thing is there's so many shows going on. You can't really, I mean, other than the only one that I don't do is I don't do a show during Nikki's show, of course. I don't do a show during the auction. And, but really anything else, if you want to watch that show, that's fine. You can go over there and watch that. Or you can come over and hang out with us.
It's no biggie.
Yeah, it's not.
Either way.
It's not. We're just working, it's just motivation, trying to get some work done and get some stuff done. So, but I think probably around 6-ish, I will go ahead and make a thingy so it'll come up and notify everybody, and you can set your reminder. And so we'll do that this evening. I'm going to try and get some work done. Serious inventory work. That is the goal. And get that all taken care of, under control, and all that. So, but I hope everybody has a great day, and we will see you all later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.